Alright guys, OPB here. Just coming at you with a quick video. Before you start the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Really help the channel out, really help me out. Thank you guys for watching my videos. So, my friend had asked me about situational awareness. I have a couple of friends that I've recently just gotten into preparedness. I've kind of taken them under my wing so I can help them and their families be more ready. So situational awareness, what does that entail? Well, it's multiple things. First of all, as I'm driving right now, I'm constantly scanning the road, myself. I'm always aware of anything that could possibly happen. Give yourself ample distance, simple driving, right? Even that's situational awareness. But their question, I felt, was more so poised towards a survival or a bug out scenario. So, for example, I'll put a scenario in here. You are bugging out. So, say you're 3-4 people, and you're moving through a wooded environment, just on the outside of town. You're going into some farming communities on your way to your bug out location. Okay. Now, on the outskirts of one of these farming communities, you come into contact with some people who are not of the right mindset. Let's say they're trying to take your stuff. Okay? And I'm going to throw this two different ways, where your situational awareness would have been good and where it would have been bad. Okay? In this scenario, bad situational awareness would have led to you actually confronting these people, of walking upon them without realizing what their intentions were. Okay, not watching your back, so their buddies are now behind you and you have nowhere to go. Good situational awareness would have been taking up a deflated position, say in the ditch of a road, behind a hill, just on the military crest of the hill, as to where your silhouette is not showing, but you can see the contacts. So that would have been good situational awareness, where you can take in information and still move. Okay? You know where you're going, but they don't. Okay? Good situational awareness lends itself to survivability very, very much so. Whether that be, say, in that scenario, or knowing what game and what wild edibles are in your area when you're running low on food, because you decided to take all the wrong stuff instead of taking more food while you're moving to your bug out location. Another thing, I recently took my Line 2 gear and did a little hypothetical scenario as to where my friend was going to ambush me, right, on my way back to a certain location. And I got to thinking while I was using that kit at about 3 o'clock in the morning, when I decided to get up and move after about an hour and a half of a quick power nap, to get up and move to a new location, so that way I wasn't staying in one spot for too long. For example, an experienced tracker of human animals or otherwise will know where certain animals tend to bed down, right? So you're going to leave more of an impression if you're there for 8 hours as opposed to an hour and a half, it's going to be a lot harder to find you, right? So, that being said, while I was testing my Line 2 gear, I was also keeping in mind my situational awareness of the gear I was using. I had, if you check out my previous video, my Line 2 update and my Line 2 gear video, you'll see I use the CF82 pattern web belt and the deployment bag as my Line 2 gear. That system is great. However, one thing I learned from using that, and I see a lot of people on YouTube that either don't realize this or haven't realized it yet or don't care or haven't even thought about it, but coffee, okay? A lot of people in their bug-out bags, and I was guilty of it, was to have coffee. I no longer carry coffee, and you must think I'm crazy for that, but I don't carry coffee anymore. Have you ever smelt coffee brewing from behind a closed door in a well-insulated house? Exactly, you have. So just imagine how far that smell would travel in a wilderness scenario, or even in a urban scenario where people don't really have much. Okay? Caffeine addicts are a real thing. Okay? They exist. And just like alcoholics and smokers and everything else, caffeine addicts do exist, and they are going to need a fix of some kind. Now, caffeine addicts, they tend to burn out fairly quick. But, anyways. So, that smell of coffee was traveling too far. So, my situational awareness kicked in, and I snuffed that out. Okay? Since then, I've replaced the coffee in my Line 2 gear with pre-workout. I have it anyways. I use it anyways, so I may as well just keep it, right? Use it. And it hits faster, and it stays longer than a cup of coffee. I don't know about you, but if you've ever had a good pre-workout, bouncing off the walls, ready to go, it's a lot more efficient than even energy drinks. I do see a lot of people also that in their bug-out bags, they put those little 5-hour energies. That's a good idea. However, you're taking up space for something that does not have very many uses. You can take a freezer bag. It's a regular old sandwich bag, fill it full of pre-workout, and you're good for a couple of weeks. Okay? You only do half a scoop is normally what the recommended dose is. Half a scoop, maybe a full scoop if you're really tired. You'll be bouncing off the walls till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Or at least I am. So that half a scoop will last you until 12, 1, right? And by then you should be well awake. And it also makes you more aware of things. Most of them do have also vitamins. So you're kind of trading a diuretic, which is what coffee is, for a energy booster supplement with vitamins. Because obviously in the survival situation, your nutrition is not going to be on point, right? So using my situational awareness, I realized that. The opposite of that is what most people do. Okay, they have bad situational awareness. I periodically do tend to go camping in national parks and provincial parks here in Canada, and on crown land very frequently. So I've learned from doing that, looking at what other people carry and how they move throughout the woods, down the trail even. Their situational awareness sucks. They do not pay attention to where they're going. They don't pay attention to anything, really. They walk through the woods like an elephant. Sorry guys, need to hydrate. They walk through the woods like an elephant. They make far too much noise. And they're just not aware. You're gonna, even just taking that into a hiking perspective. Okay, if you want to enjoy nature, be cognizant on how you're moving. Okay? If you move noisily, it's not going to end well. You're not going to see anything, right? You're not going to see those deer that you're spooking. You're not going to see the squirrels running around or the birds, right? Because they're going to be gone. They're not going to want to be anywhere near you because they see you as a threat. So in a survival situation, you making all that noise and not being cognizant and cautious and aware of your surroundings, aware of how you're moving, that's going to affect either food procurement or giving away your position to somebody who's trying to take your stuff. So a little drill I like to use to help get my mind into a hardcore situational awareness is I call it the Red Dawn scenario. That movie never could happen, by the way, so it would not turn out well. I'll get into that in another video. But I call it the Red Dawn scenario, where you're trying to flee an occupying force. And I do it just randomly, okay? Because at random times, I just think in my head, Red Dawn, and that's it. I go into extreme alert mode, code red, as it were. So, during this drill, I turn off all sounds. Anyone who's smoking with me, I separate myself. Because your nose, okay? You know how far you can smell cigarette smoke in the bush? Quite a ways. Maybe on a good day, 3 or 4 kilometers away, you can smell cigarette smoke. I know I've done it. Out of curiosity, I had my friend who smokes light a cigarette, and I walked up the trail. I radioed him to light it, and I wanted to see how far out I could smell it. It was about 2 or 3 kilometers out. I could smell that cigarette smoke. And the closer you got, the worse it smelled, right? I don't smoke, so my nose is not accustomed to that smell, so I can pick it up fairly quick. Now, the wind also has to be blowing against you there, but... So, using that scenario, turn off all radios, everything, and I focus. I focus on people's body language. If I'm in a mall, for example, if I'm grocery shopping, I focus on their body language, onto what they might be thinking, what their intentions are, what they're looking for, if they're stressed. Okay, I keep in mind of how far people are from me. I play the game in my mind. If I had to react right now, who's the biggest threat? And how would I deal with that? I just play and I run those scenarios over and over and over and over and over again. So that's a little game you can play, even while you're just getting groceries, if you want to. While you're driving, I do this every morning to kind of wake myself up. And I do it right before I film these videos. It's a red dawn scenario where I'm driving and I pick a certain area, for example. And I change it up. I go different ways to work. So I'll pick a different area. Say example, I'll pick just on the outskirts of town or off into a small town out of my way, whatever. Okay? I, just for fun, say, oh, there's an occupying force that's landed. I gotta get away from them. Okay? Now, in order to do that, you also have to know your routes, which goes into another video I made, which I'll be uploading soon on route planning and knowing your area. So in that, I'm scanning the ditches. Okay, so if you're gonna set up ambush points, right? I scan the ditches, I scan the tree lines, I scan oncoming vehicles. I pick a certain vehicle type that the OPFOR would use. Okay, whether it be a pickup truck, a specific type of pickup truck, or an SUV, or a car, whatever. Okay, or I might even just pick a color vehicle. Okay, when I see that color vehicle approaching, I change the way I do things to act, blend in, right? If you're always aware of your surroundings in a scenario like that, they're gonna know you know what's up, okay, and they're gonna try to target you, whether that be pull you over, frisk you, or take you out. It's kind of up to them. But yeah, situations like that are what I try to use as my situational awareness drills. So just something to think about for you guys. A couple of pointers, a couple of scenarios you can use, or just ways to improve yourself, right? It's what it's all about, right? We're here to help grow each other, and for me to pass on things that I think about, for you guys to comment down below what you think. And if you have any questions or any suggestions or want to hear my opinion on certain topics, comment down below, and I'll look at those and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Again, I'm OPB. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. OPB out.